Free, there'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Every time.
Where you at, Mel? How many vacations you want, girl? We don't miss you. She's on her fucking 10th vacation in a row.
Tommy's jealous you're on vacay. Again.
Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. My brother Bosie. Yeah. You don't like it. You're out. Nah, I like Sterling. I didn't think it's that. Yeah. Get back. Get back. Give it back to me. Sixers game, there. Want to get in? I'll take it. Go.
Fill my heart with song and in other words,
He was like, "Do you want to borrow my lipstick?" I said, "Yeah," because I give her all mine. She put it on me and went like, hit my nose. I'm
with anyone sleeping. That's why lady is a tramp. Doesn't like ice skating with barons and earls. With barons and earls. Never makes a trip up to Harlem driving shiny liquids and foils. She will not disappear.
3D.
That's why.
Moment as an association to recognize Mr. Gaten Tonella, who's our secretary, with Father Nick Martirano, the first honoree tonight. Please come up. But I'm just going to reference really quickly at a citation issued from the Senate of Pennsylvania, whereas the Senate of Pennsylvania is 19, and they just go in quickly to his background. He was born May 12, 1950, to James and Irene Martirano. He graduated from South Philadelphia High School and received an associate degree in business administration from the Community College of Philadelphia and a bachelor's degree in marketing from LaSalle University. He's been enrolled in New Hamburg, New York, studying theology, the Washington Theological.
Father, that I am not going to make Cody stand here and live through another rating. And I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. My parents were married to St. Nick's. I was baptized at St. Nick's. And I know that St. Nick's is what it is today because of you and your hard work. And I know your parishioners love you and the kids, and this is what's important, the kids say you are the best. Is translated for the House of Representatives to
So Mark had to step away this evening, but I'm going to be presenting this citation on behalf of Mark Swiller, Councilman of the 1st Councilman District, myself, Councilman Johnson, representing the 2nd Councilman District, and Reverend Nick. This is my first time having it in the year, but also just want to thank you for doing God's work and all the work that you have done to improve the quality of life in the South Philadelphia community, but also the city of Philadelphia as a whole. God bless and officially present the citation.
Well, thank you, Michael. Can you hear me now? I'm here for not only Father Nick, but in gratitude for all the years I have spent by his side when he first came to St. Nicholas. Many, many years we go through thick and thin. And one lesson I've learned, that I'm glad I've learned, it's always more blessed to give. So now I offer a tribute to the man who wears the collar. I'm speaking of our pastor, Father Nicholas Morderano. He leads us, and he guides us to the truth. He's helped me a number of times, and he still helps many too. Father's commitment is the church, and that's the people. You know, we all have limits, but sometimes he has to go beyond. It shows us truly the love and the mercy of God. Annunciation, St. Nicholas, now demands more of his time. And true. So now we have a saying between us at St. Nicholas. And when things get a little tight, leave it to Father Nick. He always does it right. So finally, though we could go on and on, I tried to make this quick. But there's no doubt in my mind, there's only one, Father Nick.
Absolutely correct. I'm humbled by all of that. I want to just say thank you, really. You heard all this, you got to go through two more. Greatly humbled also to be with the other two honorees who also are so deserving and so wonderful, and you're going to hear shortly. And I want to thank all of the good people who have always been so supportive to me in my ministry, in my work. We have lots of different families. We have blood family here. We have the Augustinian family there. We have the church families of St. Nicholas and Annunciation.
Is it true, Father, they call you the Pope of South Philadelphia? How about a round of applause for this brother priest and Augustinian brother? Now we're going to honor Mr. Russell Shoemaker. Again, the citation from the Senate. Russell, a native of South Philadelphia and a graduate of South Philadelphia High School, Mr. Shoemaker served this country with honor and distinction. Pennsylvania honors Russell with this citation.
So anyway, we all live by it, so I'm not going to read it again.
Yes.
So what do I say about Russell Shoemaker? Oh my God, he is on so many boards and so many organizations that when I see him coming, I duck because I know I got to go to my pockets. He's asking for money, but you know what? Somebody has to do it.
That's right.
And he does it great. And I want to thank him for everything that he does for serving our country.
So, on behalf of the City of Philadelphia, the City Council, and I've had a chance to know Russell personally from here, we wish you sincere respect, and admiration.
Listen, I want to thank everybody here, council people, state rep, Lou Galgo, my other family, the board especially. If you need to join, I have applications in my pocket. We are selling tickets. I'll get the money.
Don't forget
If you want to save 10%, we'll take ads in the back. But no, I want to thank everybody for showing. I really. Russell did the ad book, did a great job getting all the ads for the ad book. Like I said, when he comes to your door, you give him the money, because his body's coming back tomorrow, so you just give him the money today.
The Honorable Rosemary Defino.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
Representative Donatucci.
Okay, so before we start, I have to say this, I always want to act like Bruce Springsteen. Rosie, come out tonight! So anyway, we're not going to read violence again, because it's mostly violence. Your Honor, it is amazing that you followed in your dad's footsteps. She went to the bench. They were the first father and daughter ever to serve for the first time on a bench. And this is why I love South Philly, because you're out and that happened, except in South Philadelphia. And I also have to say that you do us proud, how you run your court and some of the decisions you have made. It took a lot of guts for some of the things you've done. I have followed it. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure our own community, for doing what you do. You do it very good. Thank you.
Councilman Johnson.
Your Honor, well, first and foremost, since I've been in City Council, I always considered the Defino family my surrogate family. I've always been supportive of me when my mom passed away, when my grandmother passed away, when my first son was born, when my second son was born. I've always been supportive of me beyond politics. I look at you like a bigger sister. But even as a professional, but also your role as a judge, highly respected. And most importantly, what you represent in South Philadelphia is the best that we have to offer. And so, most importantly, also, I know you carry your father's legacy. And so, on behalf of the city of Philadelphia, and hopefully, maybe we can talk about, taking, you want to go higher, superior, supreme, we want to start strategizing about it.
They got an audience right
we can make those types of things happen. but I want to just thank you for your service to the city of Philadelphia. And I would like to officially present this citation to you for being the South Philadelphia Business First
Thank you.
Hello? You gonna come and check that? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna have to cut this speech, people. I would like to thank Lou Galdo, President, and the South Philadelphia Business Association for this award, and Dan Rendine for nominating me. I also have to congratulate Father Nick and Russell Schumacher on their awards. And I have to thank Jody for making sure everybody paid for their tickets and they're seated in their assigned seats. I also would like to thank my husband and my children for always supporting me and making it their mission in life to ensure that I never get black robe disease, for those of you who know what that is. They let me know that I am only a judge from about 9 to 5:30, 6 o'clock, and by 6:30, I'm an Italian mother frying up chicken cutlets, lecturing everyone, sounding very much like my mother. The beauty of South Philly is that it's a small town located in a big city. So South Philadelphians have a lot of big city qualities. We're tough, we're hardworking, we have a lot of street smarts, and a little bit of attitude. But South Philadelphia is really a small town with a lot of heart, where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. Everybody get that? No, they're always around. There's always someone lending a helping hand. You know, we take care of one another in South Philadelphia. And I know that the traits that I picked up growing up in South Philadelphia have shaped the type of judge that I am. I use them on the bench every single day. I sit as one of 6 homicide judges in the city of Philadelphia. It's not an easy job. Knowing the law is probably the easiest part of the job. Handling people, well, that's another story. You see people at their worst, and people at their most, they're sad, brokenhearted. So you have to be a psychologist, a social worker, a lie detector, because people love to lie, and an authority figure at the same time. You have to be tough when you need to be tough, and that's where that little bit of attitude comes in that you get in South Philly. But you also have to be compassionate when the situation calls for you being compassionate. And so that's where the heart comes in, the heart from South Philly. You know, the people who end up in my courtroom, they usually get there because they didn't have the support system that we have here, that we have in South Philadelphia. They don't have people looking out for them. And I find that so hard to comprehend, because when I look in this room and see all the people that turned out for the honorees, we are so lucky. When I see all the people that turned out for me and have always turned out for me, I am truly blessed. And I think, you know, I have people around me all day long. When I start my day, I have my work team, and they're sitting somewhere over here. In fact, I'm never alone, pretty much. They meet me from the first minute I walk in. We work as a team together, and they do some really hard work. I mean, I have a tough young Italian woman who runs my courtroom, and she's got to keep some thugs in line. So it's just amazing. I have Ricky, my backup, Jody, Kevin, who has to literally write down every single word I say. So I actually have someone who has to hang on every word that I say. Not like my kids. And then when I get home, I have I call them my posse. You know, I have my sister Mel, my daughter Bea, my son Derek, and my husband Nick, and we hang out together. And so I have so many people around me every day who really lift me up. And that's why it's so important to give back to the community. We need to provide our young people with support and opportunities. And that's what's so great about this group. You know, that you reach out to others, you lend a hand, you help people start businesses, you give your knowledge, your skills, and your time. We have something like that in the courthouse where we take in interns, aspiring law students who are aspiring to be attorneys, college students, even high school students. They shadow in the courtroom, they watch the trials, they come back, they ask me all questions, they get to see a murder trial. It's really exciting for them. And we let them write, the ones that are in law school. They get to write, we teach them about the law, and some of them, we even let them set up mouse traps. That's Brian. We try to teach them real life skills in our courtroom. I have a few of my interns here today, actually, and I'm really, really proud of them. They work hard for us, and they work for no money. They volunteer. So no one is successful all by themselves. I don't believe in self-made. When you see a successful person, you really need to look at who surrounds them. And those people that surround them have given a part of themselves. They've contributed to that person's success. And I am blessed to be surrounded by the people that I have been my whole life. So I just have to say that I would not be standing here, and then I'll end it. I know it's long, if it weren't for my mom and dad. They were my role models. They were my champions. They taught by example. They were hardworking. They always took care of others. Our door was always open, and our house was always full. And not because there were 8 kids, because everyone else was in our house also. They got up each day, no matter what, and they showed up for all of us each day. They had 8 children, they had 20 grandchildren, they never missed a birthday party, they never missed a graduation or a holiday. They were the salt of the earth, as people say. I was a mother of 2 young children. A single mother when I started law school. The first week I walked in there, I cried every day. I wanted to run out the back door. I didn't feel like I belonged. There were young people there who had time to study all day long. I didn't have that. My mother stepped in. She took care of my children so that I could go to school and so that I could study. She still reminds my daughter Bianca, well, she did remind my daughter Bianca every time she got a little fresh, I walked you to school in the snow. She would tell her, you better remember that. My father encouraged me to run for judge after I became a lawyer. I had worked in my brother's law office for a while. And up until about 3 weeks ago, I thought it was because he thought I was extremely fair-minded and would make a really good judge. But my brother Eugene, who's not here, this was for him, gleefully informed me that it was because my brothers didn't feel like paying me anymore. Anyway, I wasn't supposed to be a judge, at least not the first time. I was a long shot, I was unendorsed, I was young. People did not want me, the people who endorse people did not want me to become a judge.
We got you there, Ro.
But 3 things happened. 3 things happened. 3 things were Donna, my family, and South Philly. Donna's my best friend since I was 6, and that's what's great about South Philly. She was always very, very lucky. And so when we had to pick our numbers, you pick a lottery to become judge, and I said, you're always win prizes, you're always lucky, why don't you drive up to Harrisburg instead of me? It's a 2.5 hour ride. Being the most loving, giving person that she is, said, sure, why not? Drove up to Harrisburg without me, I was in court, picked the #1 ballot position, because she is a lucky person. After that, I mean, we're supposed to get my name out, I was waiting for it to be over, really, 3 weeks, I can get out of here, stop going to these ward meetings, I don't really like speaking in public a lot, and my brothers decided, oh no, we have to go full speed ahead on this. So what they did is they put together an entourage. I used to call them the gang that couldn't shoot straight. I used to say we just might win in spite of ourselves. My brother Vinny, my brother Tommy, my brother Eugene, my brother Mike, and then various clients from their law office who would take me around the city and accompany me to ward meetings along with my beautiful girlfriend Donna and my husband. And people actually around this city love South Philly people. They really got a kick out of my little crazy crew, and they would look for us after that. We became quite popular because people from South Philly are also very amusing for some reason. They have a great sense of humor. And then lastly, South Philly came out for me strong. They papered this whole city with signs. I mean, it was amazing. And then the people who, when I went to ward meetings, they would make me speak last or tell me I wasn't allowed to speak. So once South Philly came out, they stopped doing that and they decided, who is this? You know, this is a woman who has South Philly behind her. We really are a force in this city. So I'm so appreciative that 17 years later, I've been a judge for 17 years, that it is still the good people of South Philadelphia who recognize my work and who are here tonight. Thank you all so very much.
How do you not like the public streets? That was great. How about another round of applause for all three of the honorees this evening? There is a common need. Each person that we honor tonight reminded me of this, and it's from Helen Keller, and it's alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. And all three of those people exhibited that tonight. So thank you all. Have a good evening.
We like this person.
And Your Honor did get a citation from the senator. He didn't leave you out.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How are you?
Don't take that, Ronnie.
You gotta get a better job. I told him to work the room. You gotta work the room, right?
You gotta work. Your sister told me to say congratulations.
Oh.
And she's very proud. You don't know who you are.
Yeah, Ronnie. Right. I'm getting a drill.
You're supposed to call me and Mike up today. I asked you.
No, I said you could come up. I said, but you're not allowed to give it to me. I said, yeah, I said, tell him to come up.
How you say it?
Carmel, this is my new sister, Carmela.
A much new and improved model. A new and improved model.
Wait, my sister, the other sister. My sister Carmela had to go somewhere, so she couldn't see it, so I'm here. Sister Mary. My favorite aunt's name is Mary.
I keep stand up. Carm. Now, Franny's dog gets you. So stop being a lawyer in Florida and come back home.
Mike, you want to say anything to Carmela?
Carmela's the best.
What?
Carmela's the best. Happy birthday, Carmela. Congratulations, Rosie. You're the best judge ever. Oh, wow.
Say something, Donna.
I said...
Say something. You have anything to say?
God bless you. Oh, fuck off.
Tom, say something about your sister.
I love my brother. I said your name.
Thank God you did. If I did help you.
That was a great speech your sister made.
Came around.
You know why?
The best heart.
She didn't even bring your name up. That's why.
That good.
Orator.
Orator. He's the best orator.
Hi everyone, I'm going home.
Only have one.
Take a picture with my son.
Here you go.
Say something. It's video.
Kamel, we miss you, Kamel.
You have anything to say?
Carmela, I found the new sister Carmela. Something to do and it's cold.
Great job. I was supposed to get up on stage at some point, but
Say it now, Lynn. Biage, you got to say anything?
Beautiful speech. Beautiful speech. How are you, Mr.
let the young guys take
Tommy, you have anything to say to Carmela?
No, yeah. Fuck yeah. You want to take
I still get off.
Sorry.
I want to say that I'm very proud of my wife. I love my wife. She's the best thing that's happened to me in my life. My best friend, and I'm very proud of her.